One of the absolutely brilliant things about coaching is the clients, and it's actually a really big part of it because without the clients, I wouldn't really be doing a lot of coaching. But myself and Jen train a couple, and they bought the house that's in the start of that little bit of an intro in a place called Donegal, which for my friends further afield, it's north of where I live, but classed as the south because that's the way Ireland works. But yeah, they bought in a place called Macarorty outside of Dunfanaghy. Absolutely amazing spot. You know, you get the waves and everything. You would see that, you get dolphins and stuff out there, and the crabs are awesome, and the jellyfish and everything. But we had a couple of days sort of free to stay in this house from like Saturday onwards. So we went up on the Saturday. It absolutely pissed down. I had my bodyboard with me, my wetsuit. Got out in the waves on the Sunday, and by Sunday night, so we were there Saturday, Sunday, we were going to stay until Tuesday, and we actually said we would come home on Monday. Both myself and Jen were like, it's nice to get a bit of a break and be away, but we both craved our structure, and that's what I thought I'll do a bit of today's video on, because I don't generally train when I'm away. So if I'm away somewhere, I don't bring a kettlebell, I don't bring bands, I don't do I literally do nothing. The only time I would have trained when away was really when I was younger, and it was a really important thing to do. Or if I was in a cool location, so like when we were in California and went to Muscle Beach and that sort of stuff, maybe we would have done a wee bit of training. Prince Nassim's gym in Tenerife, I trained with a brother, because it was Prince Nassim's gym. In Thailand, a friend owned the gym, so I trained in there. And I don't think where else. Even San Francisco CrossFit we called into to meet Kelly Starrett, who wrote the Supple Leopard. And when we were there, we didn't actually even do a workout. We just called in, got a photo with him, bit of a chat. And but yeah, generally when I'm away, I don't train. But when I was away, and Jem was the exact same, we missed our structure. The kids were sleeping at different times. I stayed up and had a beer or two on the nights, watched a bit of a DVD. And we both really missed our life back home, which, again, we were only up the road. But I find as I've got older, structure has been a massively important part of my life. And I never realised how routine I was until I got a routine. So now I find that I have, like, Monday morning, I have my coffee in the morning. I'll train at 7 a.m, have my breakfast, work for a couple of hours. I go to jiu-jitsu, do a couple of hours, come back, maybe work, and then later on I'll take a private and do another wee bit of jits. And my days are quite structured in that on a Tuesday it's pretty similar, Wednesday's pretty similar, Thursday's pretty similar. And then at night time, I generally go to bed at the same time. The kids go to bed at the same time. We have dinner at the same time, bar the Wednesday and Friday when I train. But for me, structure reduces like stress in life. And it's something that I would have had a lot more of years ago when I was personal training at random times, where I was doing like a 6 a.m. start or even earlier, doing really late nights, doing, sporadically throwing clients here and there about just to fit them in. And now I find with having structure, it's a lot easier to just have a better life. Because when you have that bit of structure, there's less random variables. And when there's less random variables, you can tweak things to suit. So for someone who wants to maybe lose a wee bit of fat, that's hard. If you're always doing late nights, early start, you're always eating off the cuff, you're on the road or whatever. And generally when I look at people sort of training, I'm also looking at a wee bit of lifestyle and trying to plug a few holes in terms of, where are the mistakes that they're making in their nutrition or whatever. And a lot of times it can be a lack of structure, because structure to me is like the daddy of discipline. If you can start to get some sort of structure in there, discipline happens easier off the back of it. And all of a sudden it's like brushing your teeth before you go to bed. Once you start building in those habits, those behaviors will ultimately lead to goals. So everyone focuses on, I want to lose weight down the line, I want to tone up, I want to build muscle. I always think, what's your structure like? What are your behaviors like? Because ultimately, a good structure leads to discipline. discipline and good behaviors will ultimately lead to your long-term goals. So yeah, when I'm away, I do nothing. I deload. Generally, I'll train so much that having a couple of days off is good for the body. Rest up the joints, give the tendons and everything a bit of a breather, and allows you to come back fresh. In theory, I actually came back and got emptied. I was so tired on the Tuesday when I went to Jits, and I got a wee bit of physio and stuff this week. But generally, I train so much that when I'm away, I miss and I crave the structure, and the structure to me is the thing that's really helped me in my training and lifestyle and nutrition the last load of years, where it's less of a shotgun approach to behaviors and a lot more consistent, and we know that consistency is king. So yeah, catch you on the next one. I am actually getting better at jiu-jitsu, but you wouldn't think it judging by my face.